Great debate. Montana versus Brady. Me personally, I don't think it's Brady. Well, I don't think it's Montana versus Brady. I think it's Montana versus somebody else. But since y'all say Brady's the GOAT, I'm gonna prove to y'all. Well, I'm gonna explain to y'all why I don't think he is the GOAT and why I think Montana is better. Now, Super Bowl #1, Tuck Rule, free trip. The second and third Super Bowl, Spygate. You could debate the free trips, whatever. Who knows? I don't know. His fourth Super Bowl was against, I don't remember who his fourth Super Bowl was against. Oh, Seattle, right? Where they decided, what the fuck, man? His fourth Super Bowl came 10 years later. It's funny, after Spygate, they didn't go to no more Super Bowls. Ain't that funny? You know, they was going to like 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. And then when Spygate came, the Patriots disappeared for 10 years. They didn't go to no more Super Bowls. Funny how that is, huh? Then they finally go to another Super Bowl against Seattle, where somebody probably told them to not run the ball and throw that slant. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Y'all already know how I feel about football. But since y'all think it's real, I'm going to debate why he's not the GOAT. He's really not the GOAT because it's scripted, but we can ignore that and let's just act like it's real and it's not scripted. They didn't run Marshawn Lynch. That was another Super Bowl handed to him. That's 4 Super Bowls, logically, that you could say got handed to him. Yeah, he might have earned it in the game against the Rams, but he wouldn't have never been there if it wasn't for the Tuck Rule. That should have been a fumble. We all know that, right? But they wanted the Patriots to win because of 2001, the Twin Towers and all that. We already know what time it is. And then the Spygate ones, you know, the next 2 was the Spygate ones. And then after that, they disappeared for 10 years. They wasn't around for 10 years. Then somebody don't run Marshawn Lynch, you know, because they don't want Marshawn Lynch to win the MVP or whatever, you know. And then the 5th Super Bowl, we all know what time it is. Falcons was told to lay down by Vegas, man. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. You're not going to blow no lead like that. You not running the ball no more. You was running the ball all game, and you stopped running the ball. You know, you let a high tower run completely free and strip sack Matt Ryan. Holding calls, putting them out of field goal range, all kind of shit, man. Rigged like a motherfucker. Anybody with a brain knows this, but we're not going to debate it because people are going to deny it, but it's the truth. Even in Madden, man, it'd be hard to lose you up that much. All you got to do is run the ball like you've been doing, but they didn't do that. Anyways, the 6th one. What was the 6th one? The Rams one. I'm not sure how he got there. I forget how they got there. Don't remember exactly, but I do know this. They said that every year a dynasty team wins 3 Super Bowls, and the Patriots had to win that 3rd one. It started ever since the 70s. A dynasty team of the decade wins 3 times in that decade, 3 Super Bowls in that decade. So Patriots had to win that one. You know, once again, scripted bullshit. All right, and then this 6th one, once again. Bullshit. Pandemic going on. People can't travel. Have the Super Bowl in Tampa with the home team there because people can't travel. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all know. And oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers not running in the end zone. Had a clear path to the end zone and threw it across the field. An incomplete pass across the field. Yeah, okay. We're going to buy that one. Aaron Rodgers is dumb now. All right? Somehow Aaron Rodgers, one of the smartest players ever, he just had a brain malfunction or some shit. He just didn't know how to run into the end zone. He just stopped and threw it across the field so Brady can get in there, or so Brady can win his little ring. You know, let's not forget about little Scotty Miller wide open before halftime, or whatever the fuck it was. Fake ass shit once again. Oh yeah, I think he got to a 6th one because let's rewind back a little bit before the Super Bowl. Chris Jones offsides, which he really wasn't, and then a little hand taps the helmet, roughing the passer. Both those times the Patriots would have lost that shit, but we already know what time it is. So, like, every Super Bowl, basically, you could say that something fishy happened for them to get there. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes why he's not better than Brady or Montana. I'm not going to say the division too much because Montana's division wasn't too tough that much either, for real. But the thing that Montana has on Brady is he played when you was allowed to touch the quarterbacks and touch the receivers. Now, a lot of people's argument is, well, he made it to the Super Bowl 10 times. Montana only made it 4. But you got to think about all the times Montana had his back broke and got put out and couldn't make it to the Super Bowl because you were allowed to touch the receivers and you're allowed to touch the quarterback. Montana was on his way to his 5th Super Bowl with 3 minutes left? Something like that. It wasn't much. It was like at the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter, and he got hurt. That wouldn't have happened in today's game. You're not allowed to hit Brady like that. So Brady would have been marching to his 5th Super Bowl if he was vice versa Montana. He wouldn't have got hit by Leonard Marshall like that, man. You know, and then not to mention all the times that Montana got hit in general and got put out and had to sit and all this other shit. Brady ain't had to deal with that shit, man, because you can't touch Brady. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to touch quarterbacks in this era. So that, to me, is one of the biggest reasons. A lot of y'all like to say because of the numbers and all this, look at his numbers, look at Montana's numbers. Well, if this is the case, then look at Barry Sanders' numbers and look at Emmitt Smith's numbers. Are you still saying Emmitt Smith is better than Barry Sanders? Because we know that that's not true. So you can't really say the numbers make a person better. They don't make a person better. You know, a lot of y'all are saying that if you go by numbers, then that means LeBron's better. If you want to go by appearances in the big game, that means LeBron's better than Jordan, right? Because he's been in more finals. By y'all logic, if somebody makes it to the Super Bowl more, which is a team accomplishment, by the way, by your logic, somebody's better because they made it to more things, right? More Super Bowls. But imagine if you was allowed to hit Brady like you was allowed to hit Montana. Do you really think Brady would have made it to 10 Super Bowls? Do you really think he would have been playing till 45? No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have, man. It's the fucking truth. It's the truth, man. Montana don't throw interceptions in the Super Bowl. Montana never lost a Super Bowl. You cannot take that away. You could try all you want and say, oh, he made it to more. But the fact of the matter is he almost lost as much as Montana won. He almost lost 4 Super Bowls. Really, he should have lost more than 3 Super Bowls. The Falcons one should have been an L for sure. The Seattle one should have been another L for sure. And truth be told, everybody know Patrick Mahomes was told to lay down. You lay down, we're gonna make you the next GOAT. Let Brady win this one. We gotta have this for Brady because we want him to have 7 and retire. But we ain't gonna count that one. The other 2 for sure should have been losses. The Falcons and the fucking Seahawks should have been L's to him. So all this, he made it to the Super Bowl this many times, blah, blah, blah. Y'all on some bullshit, man. I just feel like Montana's the better quarterback, man. He's more clutch. He played in a more difficult situation. You know what I mean? That's like saying you play on rookie and I play on Madden, but you got better stats than me, so you're better. But you playing on rookie. But you're playing on rookie. You're playing on rookie level, dog. You should have more stats than me. You should have better stats than me. You know what I mean? Montana played on Madden level. Brady playing on rookie level. And he playing with high school, or he playing with college kids at that, basically. Montana was playing with Lawrence Taylor and all these motherfuckers. Mike Singletary and all of them. Brady playing with, at first Brady was playing with Ray Lewis and them, but what happened? He didn't go to the big game for 10 years. At first he did for a second until Spygate, and then he disappeared. You didn't see no Tom Brady no more. You didn't see the Patriots no more. Montana played with Lawrence Taylor and them, man. Where you was allowed to touch the quarterback and the receivers. Brady playing with college kids and you ain't allowed to touch the quarterback or the receivers. And y'all wonder why people are putting up 35 points a game. Even weak-ass teams. In Montana's era, you'd be lucky to score 20 points. Because it was different. It wasn't easy to score then. Also, it probably wasn't scripted like it is now. I believe ever since 2000, they scripted this shit, to be honest with you. I don't know what else to say. If you ain't got to really worry about getting hit, there's no pressure on you, man. I mean, any quarterback could be decent. Well, I ain't gonna say any, but it's a lot easier for you to perform at a high level when there's no pressure. And not only that, it's a lot easier for you to stay until you're 45 years old. He wouldn't have stayed until he was 45 years old if he played in Montana's era. I don't see it happening, man. Y'all can say what y'all want. I don't see it. Because you're actually allowed to hit the quarterback. He gets hit, but nah, not like that, bro. Not like that. And I'm allowed to hit your receivers more and shit like that. So that makes it hard for y'all to connect. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. You can say what you want. Montana's the best, dog. I don't care what y'all say. He's the best. No interceptions, no Super Bowl losses. He did it in a way harder era against way better defensive players. You know what I mean? And if you're going, to me, if you're going to argue who's the GOAT, I would have to put Montana against Manning or Marino or somebody of that nature. A lot of people confuse achievements with greatness. And in the way, I mean, when I say this, I mean it like this. Emmitt Smith achieved more than Barry Sanders, but Barry Sanders is the better individual running back. So when people say who's the best ever, they always go for achievements. They don't go necessarily for... Yeah. Yeah. You know, if numbers matter, then I guess, you know, Bill Russell's better than Jordan, LeBron's better than Jordan. Anybody who has more finals appearances, or Robert Ory's the great, he's better than Jordan too, because he got 7 rings, right? So that makes him better than Jordan. This is y'all logic, not mine. I don't go by rings. I don't give a fuck about rings or stats. Who is the better player? Who's the better player? Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback of all time. He's not. He's just not. He's the most accomplished, but he's not the greatest. He's not the greatest. When you look at pure film, like, who's the better? It's got to be Marino, Manning, or Montana or some shit like that. The reason why I throw Montana in there is because of clutchness. When on a big stage. On a big stage. We're not talking about no scripted ass Falcons blew a 28-3 lead bullshit. We're not talking about that shit, man. Everybody know what time it is with that shit. Or not running Marshawn Lynch and throwing an interception. Bullshit. We're not talking about that. We're talking about who is the best individual, who's the best quarterback to ever do it. That quarterback might not even have a ring. Like Barry Sanders, to me, is the best halfback to ever do it. And he has no rings. So how the fuck do y'all figure that you got to have rings and this and that? That's bullshit. It's not true. Because what if your team didn't live up to it? What if you was just the best ever, but your team didn't make it? Then what? Does that mean that you wasn't the best ever? What if you literally, hypothetically, let's say, a player was the best ever, by far, there's no comparison, but he never won the ring. So does that take away from him being the best to ever do it? No, not in my opinion. Then you have people who win all kind of rings. Does that make them better than such and such? Robert Ory, is he better than LeBron because he got more rings? I'm just wondering. He got more rings? He got more rings than Bird, too. He got more rings than a whole lot of small forwards. Does that mean Robert Ory's better because he achieved more? I don't think so, dog. And this is what y'all do. Y'all run to the achievements and say, see, this is why. But you ignore the Spygate. You ignore them going dry for 10 years after the Spygate. You know what I mean? You don't want to talk about that shit. You want us to ignore that and just crown Brady as God and stuff, and it's not happening. Joe Montana is the best to me. You know what I mean? If it's not him, it's either Marino. I'll even give you Otto Graham, but I really don't have much info on him. It's Marino or Manning. And I kind of lean towards Marino because he played in a more rough era. But then again, Manning's the one that he's like a coach. You know what I mean? He's like a coach, a quarterback coach. He can read the defenses and shit, and so can Brady and shit, but not like Manning did. Not like Manning did, bro. Y'all reaching and capping if you saying this. If you put Peyton Manning on that Patriots team, then what? Put Joe Montana on that team. What about Marino? Rodgers too. You can't sleep on Aaron Rodgers either. You could say, oh, he lost this and all that. A lot of that shit, man, I think it's scripted. They supposed to lose. They have to lose. You know what I mean? I think if it was really real, Aaron Rodgers will have more rings right now. Brady wouldn't have 7. If it was really real, Brady wouldn't have 7. Rodgers would have more, and you would see more success from black quarterbacks if it was really real. To be honest with y'all. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all just going to act like I'm just some guy tripping. But nah, there ain't no way, man. Oh, let's not forget about Elway. Elway's another one that you could consider a GOAT because he could run and pass. He could run and pass. I would say young, but nah, he's not on Elway level. John Elway on a whole different level. You got to think about the arm of the quarterback, all type of shit. All these things matter, but y'all want to just say Brady's the best because of accomplishments or a team won a Super Bowl or whatever, scripted or whatever. That has nothing to do with the individual in general, though. Not solely. Like when we talk about who is a better player. Not who's the most successful, the numbers, and what does the numbers got to do with anything? If they do, then Barry Sanders is not better than Emmitt Smith. Period. Will Chamberlain is better than Michael Jordan, and so on and so forth. Since y'all want to go by the numbers so much. You know, Robert Horry's better than Larry Bird, LeBron James, you know, Scottie Pippen. All of them. Because he has more rings, right? Done talking to y'all, man. He's not the GOAT. But you can believe what you want. But you're just basing it off of numbers and success. You're not basing it off of the individual player. You're not doing that. And you could say that he played until 45. He wouldn't have lasted that long in the League of Montanas. That's the thing. Montana is playing on all Madden level. Brady plays on fucking rookie level. Man, I'll give him pro. He plays on pro level where you can't touch the motherfucker. Receivers wide open and shit. Come on, man. Fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. We know what time it is.